A pleasant day, grade 6 learners, and welcome to another session here in Valenzuela Live Mathematics 6. I am Mary Faith B. Insigne from Roberta de Jesus Elementary School, your mathematics teacher buddy for today. As we continue our live streaming session, we are now on the 4th week of the first quarter. Before we start, for having a smooth discussion, please follow our norms. First, may I remind you everyone to be polite and be respectful at all times. Don't use foul words or unnecessary stickers or comments not related to what is being delivered by the teacher. Second, as your attendance, kindly type in your complete name, grade, and section, subject, teacher, and school where you currently enroll. Then kindly type your answers or questions in our comment box. Lastly, make sure you have your pen, notebook, and self-learning module ready, because hand in hand, we will explore the math adventures and fun activities for this session. So, let's begin. Here's the objective of our topic based on the most essential learning competencies. In this session, you will be able to, letter A, add and subtract decimals and mixed decimals through 10,000s without or with regrouping. Letter B, solve one or more steps, routine and non-routine problems involving addition or subtraction of decimals and mixed decimals using appropriate problem-solving strategies and tools. Let's have our warm-up activity. Here's the directions. Find the missing number to complete the following equations. Then type in the word green or red in the comment box. I know this time what are you thinking about, but this is not a game what you think. Remember again, you should choose the color of the correct answer. But before that, kindly tap the heart react if you are ready. Wow, let's begin. Our first problem, what number will be added in 44 to get the sum of 87? Great job. The answer is red, which is 43. Second problem, find the missing number of the equation 35 plus blank equals 93. If your answer is red or 56, you got it right. Next, what number will be subtracted from 72 to get 36? Correct. 36 or green light is the right answer. Then find the missing number of the equation blank minus 41 equals 55. Correct. Right. Red or 96 is the right answer. For the last problem, what number will be subtracted from 88 to get 43? If your answer is green, which is 45, you got the correct answer. Well done, mathletes, and thank you for responding to our activity. Now, as a review, when we say a decimal number, it has a fractional part and a whole number part. Whole number part is the digits on the left of the dot. On the other hand, the fractional part is the digits that are on the right of the dot, and this dot is called the decimal point. It is used to separate these two parts. Decimal numbers can be less than or greater than 1. In this example, the places on the left side of a whole number part begins with ones and tens. The places on the right or fractional part begin with tens, followed by hundreds, thousands, and 10,000s. The decimal point can be read as n. For this example, 10 and 4,217 is read as 10 and 4,217 10,000s. In this case, the decimal point is replaced by the word end, and the numbers on the rightmost are read with their last place values. For today's lesson, you are going to learn on how to add and subtract decimals. You know, one thing that the pandemic has made us all realize is that we can all save way more than we think. We save basically because we can predict the future. Saving money can help you become financially secure and provide safety net in case of an emergency, just like in our example. For problem number 1, Mrs. Chan saves 1,938 pesos and 75 centavos in September, and 2,353 pesos and 50 centavos in October. Then she buys groceries and vitamins for 2,815 pesos and 25 pesos to her family. Let us answer the following questions. Letter A, how much is her total savings from September to October? And letter B, how much was left from her savings? Let us answer the first question, which is how much is her total savings from September to October? Next, write down all the given facts or information. We have the total amount of savings for September, which is 1,938 pesos and 75 centavos. While in October, the amount of savings is 2,353 pesos and 50 centavos. Since we are going to get the total amount of her savings, we need to use the operation which is addition. Now, add the given just like a whole numbers. Let us add from right to left. So, 5 plus 0 equals 5. 7 plus 5 equals 12. Write down 2, regroup 1. 8 plus 3 plus 1, we will get 2. Or write down 2, regroup 1. 5 plus 3 plus 1 equals 9. 9 plus 3 equals 12. Write down 2, regroup 1. Then 2 plus 1 equals 4. Therefore, the total amount of her savings is 4,292 pesos and 25 centavos. Next, let us answer this second question, which is how much was left from her savings. Since we are going to get the total amount of her savings that was left from her, we need to use the operation which is subtraction. Subtract the total amount of expenses from the total amount of savings. So we had 4,292 pesos and 25 centavos minus 2,815 pesos and 25 centavos. Now, subtract the given just like whole numbers. Let us subtract from right going to left. 5 minus 5 equals 0. 2 minus 2 equals 0. Since we cannot subtract 5 from 2, we need to regroup it. Regrouping in subtraction is a process of exchanging 1/10 into 10 ones. If the digit you are subtracting is bigger than the digit you are subtracting from, you must borrow a group of 10 from the left column, so that 2 will become 12. Since we borrow 1 from 9, 9 will become 8. 12 minus 5 equals 7. 8 minus 1 equals 7. We cannot subtract 8 from 2 again, so we need to apply regrouping. So 2 will become 12 and 4 will become 3. 12 minus 8 equals 4. 3 minus 2 equals 1. Therefore, the total amount of her savings is 1,477 pesos. So now, what did you observe in our first problem? Is it possible the same methods for adding and subtracting decimals that you use for full numbers? Correct. In adding and subtracting decimal numbers isn't all that different from adding and subtracting whole numbers, just like what we did in our first problem. As with whole numbers, all digits of a given place value must be lined up correctly. Now, let's understand this better with the help of more examples. For number 1, find the sum of 46 hundredths plus 423 10,000s plus 2 tenths. Here are the steps in adding and subtracting decimal numbers. Step 1, align the decimal point and the digits according to their place value, just like this. And step 2, use 0 as placeholder if necessary. The decimals in this problem do not have the same number of decimal digits. You can write an extra zeros or trailing zeros to the right of the last digit of first and the third decimals, so that all decimals have the same number of decimal digits. Step 3, add as whole numbers. Regroup if necessary. Let's start with the lowest value, or we add from right going to left. Begin with 0 plus 3 plus 0 equals 3. Then 0 plus 2 plus 0 equals 2. 6 plus 4 plus 0 equals 10. Write down 0, regroup 1. 4 plus 2 plus 1 equals 7. And lastly, we bring down 0. Of course, in step 4, do not forget to place the decimal point directly below the decimal points of the addends. Therefore, the sum of the given decimal numbers is 7,023 10,000s. This time, let's get the difference of 90 and 3,523 10,000s from 153 and 980 thousandths. Step 1, align the decimal point and digits according to their place value. Step 2, use 0 as a placeholder if necessary. In this case, the decimals in this problem do not have the same number of decimal digits. You can write an extra 0 or trailing 0 to the right of the last digit of the first decimal, so that both decimal have the same number of decimal digits. Then step 3, subtract as whole numbers. Regroup if necessary. Let's start with the lowest value, or we subtract starting from right going to left. Begin with 0 minus 3. Again, if the digit you are subtracting is bigger than the digit you are subtracting from, you must borrow or regroup a group of 10 from the left column, so that 0 will become 10 and 0 will become 9. 10 minus 3 equals 7. 9 minus 2 equals 7. 8 minus 5 equals 3. 9 minus 3 equals 6. 3 minus 0 equals 3. We cannot subtract 9 from 5, so we need to apply regrouping also. So 5 will become 15 and 1 will become 0. 15 minus 9 equals 6. We do not need to write 0 from the beginning of the whole numbers. Then step 4, place the decimal point directly below the decimal points of the minuend and the subtrahends. Therefore, the difference of the given numbers or decimal numbers is 63 and 6,377 10,000s. Next example. Take away 238 thousands from the sum of 347 thousands and 39 hundredths. In this example, will be solved in two parts. First, by getting the sum of 347 thousands and 39 hundredths. And after getting the sum, we need to subtract it from 238 thousands. Now, let's add first by following the steps in adding decimals. Step 1. Align the decimal point and the digits according to their place value. Use 0 as a placeholder if necessary. Step 3. Add as full numbers. Regroup if necessary. Let's start adding again from right going to left. Begin with 7 plus 0 equals 7. 4 plus 9 equals 13. Since 13 is a two-digit number, we regroup the digit. We write down 3 and regroup 1. 3 plus 3 plus 1 equals 7. Then finally, bring down 0. Last step, place the decimal point directly below the addends. Therefore, the sum of the given decimal numbers is 737 thousandths. Next, let's proceed to second part, which is subtraction. We need to subtract 238 thousandths from 737 thousandths. Then apply the steps in subtracting decimals. So step 1, align the decimal point and the digits according to their place value. In this case, we do not have to annex 0 because they have the same number of decimal digits. Step 3, subtract as full numbers, regroup if necessary. Let's start with the lowest value, or we subtract starting from right going to left. Begin with 7 minus 8. We cannot subtract 8 from 7, so we need to apply regrouping. So 7 will become 17. And 3 will become 2. We cannot subtract 3 from 2, so we use regrouping 2. We borrow a group of 10 from the left column. So 2 will become 12 and 7 becomes 6. 12 minus 3 or 17 minus 8 equals 9. 12 minus 3 equals 9. 6 minus 2 equals 4. And lastly, bring down 0. Finally, place the decimal point directly below the decimal points of the minuend and the subtrahend. Therefore, the difference of the given decimal numbers is 499 thousandths. Now, let's apply the steps in adding and subtracting decimal in the word problem again. Let's have problem number 2. Kim has a rope of 63 and 45 hundredths meters. He cuts the rope into 2 pieces. If the length of one piece is 23 and 59 hundredths meters, what is the length of the other piece? We will analyze the problem by using this representation. Kim has a total length of 63 and 45 hundredths meters of rope, and he cut it into 2 pieces. The first piece measures 23 and 59 hundredths meters, and we will find out how long is the second rope or the second piece. Also, we can use the Polya's method in solving word problem. It consists of 4 steps. And what are those? Correct. So the first one is understand. Understand what problem is asking and what do you know and what do you need to find out. Second, devise a plan. Determine the operation needed and write the number sentence. Third, carry out the plan. show the solution to the problem. And lastly is check or look back. We must check if the answer is reasonable and state the complete answer. Now, let us answer the problem by answering the following questions. Letter A, what is being asked in the problem? Correct. The length of the other piece of rope. Letter B, what are the given facts? Good job. We have 63 and 45/100 meters total length of rope and 23 and 59/100 meters length of the first rope. Next is devise a plan. What operation are we going to use? Correct. We have subtraction. Next, write the number sentence. So we have n equals 63 and 45 meters and 23 and 59/100 meters, wherein n equals to the total length of the other piece of rope. Then solve by following the steps in subtracting decimals. First, we must align the decimal point and the digits according to their place value. Since the decimals have the same number of decimal digits, we don't need to annex 0. Next, subtract like whole numbers. Let's start subtracting from right going to left. Begin with 5 minus 9. We cannot subtract 9 from 5. Hence, we need to apply regrouping. 5 will become 15 and 4 will become 3. We cannot subtract 3 from 5 again. Use regrouping. We borrow a group of 10 from the left column. So, 3 becomes 13 and 3 becomes 2. We cannot subtract 3 from 2. We borrow a group of 10 from the left column again. So, 2 becomes 12 and 6 becomes 5. Then, start subtracting. 15 minus 9 equals 6. 13 minus 5 equals 8. 12 minus 3 equals 9. And 5 minus 2 equals 3. Finally, place the decimal point directly below the decimal points of minuend and subtrahend. Therefore, the difference of the given decimal numbers is 39 and 86/100. So, the final answer is the length of the other piece of rope is 39 and 86/100 meters. In checking, since the sum of the subtrahend and the difference is equal to the minuend, so the difference of the two numbers is correct. For the last problem, we have a cyclist has traveled 136 and 65/100 kilometers in the first stage of race, 145 and 8/10 kilometers in the second stage, and 162 and 62/100 kilometers in the third. How many more kilometers must the cyclist still travel to complete the entire race, which is 1,000 kilometers in length? Let us answer the following questions. Letter A. What is being asked in the problem? Great. The distance in kilometers to complete the race. Letter B. What are the given facts? Good job. So we have 136 and 65 kilometers for the first stage, 145 and 8/10 kilometers for the second stage, 162 and 62/100 kilometers for the third stage, and 1,000 kilometers for the total distance. This time, let us identify the hidden question. So, the hidden question is the total distance in kilometers from first to third stage. Next is to devise a plan. To fully understand our problem, we use this representation. On the first stage, we have 136 and 65/100 kilometers. The second stage, we have 145 and 8 kilometers. And on the third stage, we have 162 and 62 hundredths kilometers. Now, if the total distance of the race is 1,000 kilometers, we will find out how many more kilometers must the cyclist still travel to complete the entire race. Now, what operations are we going to use in this problem? Very good. We have addition and subtraction. Next, we're going to write the number sentence. So we have n equals the sum of 136 and 65 kilometers plus 145 and 8/10 kilometers plus 162 and 62 hundredths kilometers subtracted from 1,000 kilometers, wherein n is equals to the total distance that the cyclist still needs to travel. Then carry out a plan. In this problem, it will be solved again in two parts. First, by getting the sum of the total distance from first to third stage. After getting the sum, we need to subtract it from the total distance. And by doing so, we will get 445 and 700 kilometers. The total distance from first to third stage. Then, subtract it from the total distance of the race, which is 1,000. As what you observe, 1,000 is a whole number. The decimal point of a whole number is on its right side. Then follow the steps in subtracting decimals. And we will get 554 and 93 hundredths. Therefore, the cyclist still needs to travel 554 and 93 kilometers. In checking if the sum of the subtrahend and the difference is the same with the minuend, our answer now is correct. All right, I'm sure you are ready to answer our last activity. Here's the direction. Answer the following problems. Type the letter of your answer in the comment box. Are you ready? I'll give you 30 seconds to answer each problem. The first problem is subtract 847 10,000s from 1,923 10,000s. The choices are letter A, 167 10,000s, letter B, 176 10,000s, letter C, 1,067 10,000s, letter D, 1,076 10,000s. Your 30 seconds timer starts now. Time's up. The correct answer is letter D, 1,076 10,000s. For the second problem, we have add 2,682 10,000s to the difference of 7,385 10,000s and 3,456 10,000s. The choices are letter A, 6,161 10,000. Letter B, 6,611 10,000s. Letter C, 7,161 10,000s. And letter D, 7,611 10,000s. Your 30 seconds timer starts now. Alright, time's up. If your answer is letter B, you got the correct answer. The third problem, we have Jim bought 2 kilograms of avocado for 120 pesos and 50 centavos. If he gave 500 pesos to the cashier, how much change must he receive? The choices are letter A, 179 pesos and 50 centavos. Letter B, 279 pesos and 50 centavos. Letter C, 379 pesos and 50 centavos. And letter D, 479 pesos and 50 centavos. Your 30 seconds timer starts now. Time's up. What is your answer? Correct. Letter C is the right answer. For problem number 4, solve 14 and 700 thousandths plus 2 and 81 hundredths minus 1 and 783 thousandths. The choices are letter A, 14 and 301 thousandths. Letter B, 15 and 728 thousandths. Letter C, 26 and 311 thousandths. And letter D, 37 and 422 thousandths. Your 30 seconds timer starts now. Right, time's up. Great job. The answer is letter B, 15 and 728 thousandths. For the last problem, we have find the perimeter of an equilateral triangle whose side is 25 and 5/10 centimeters. The choices are letter A, 56 and 5/10 centimeters. Letter B, 60 and 5/10 centimeters. Letter C, 71 and 5/10 centimeters. And letter D, 76 and 5/10 centimeters. Your 30 seconds timer starts now. Time's up. If your answer is letter D, you are right. Well done, mathletes, and thank you for responding to our activity. Now, let's remember the steps in adding and subtracting decimals. Step 1, we have aligned the decimal point and the digits according to their place value. Number 2, use 0 as a placeholder if necessary. Step 3, add or subtract as whole numbers, regroup if necessary. And lastly, place the decimal point of the answer in line with other decimal points. All right, your participation through the session just proves that you are now ready to answer all the activities on your self-learning module. For additional concerns and clarifications, your mathematics teacher would accommodate you on your follow-up discussion. And that ends our session for today. Good job, grade 6 learners, for participating and listening to our discussion. I hope you have a most amazing time with me today. Once again, I'm Teacher Faith from Roberta de Jesus Elementary School. See you in the next session and goodbye.